Jessica.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good to see you.
Thank you, good to see you.
Alright, I know that Matt has been doing some educationals with you regarding the 12-step programs. And I think Anita touched on the brain with you and the active cycle of addiction.
Yes.
I'm going to do something a little different with you today. I want to cover the stages of grief as they apply to addiction and loss.
Okay.
I think this is important because when we deal with grief and addiction, you're giving up a lot when it comes to your addiction, and I don't think that we sometimes deal with everything concerning the grief process. So I kind of wanted to educate you a little bit today about the 5 stages of grief. So I've created a handout for you.
Okay.
And it just kind of touches on what those 5 stages are. So it's just kind of the denial and isolation stage, the anger, the bargaining, the depression, and acceptance stage.
Okay.
Group ran a little late today, so we're not going to have a lot of time to really go over this handout. But I'd like for you to take it back with you tonight and kind of go over it, read it. And then tomorrow, kind of think about some questions that you
Okay.
might have as it applies to this. So that we can process it a little bit
Okay.
more, and we'll talk about it too in group. And we'll go over that as well.
So these go through, this is the first one? Second,
Right.
third, fourth, fifth?
Right, because this is kind of the stages of grief. A lot of times, the first stage of grief is denial.
Okay.
A lot of times you deny your grief, and you deny what's happening as you process that. And a lot of times the next stage is anger. You're very angry as you're processing what's happening to you. And then you're bargaining with it. And then a lot of times after that, depression sets in before you can reach acceptance. And a lot of times as you're moving through this continuum, you can move back and forth a lot of times through those stages.
Okay.
Okay? And in this handout too, it's got a bigger definition of what some of these are.
Okay.
Okay? So I want you to take that. Also, I know that you spoke with Dr. Kelly
Mm-hmm.
about the depression that you've been feeling.
Right.
He thinks that you need to go ahead and see a psychiatrist. So we're going to go ahead and refer you on to a psychiatrist so that you can potentially get on some medications that can help you with that. I've got a listing here of a couple different psychiatrists that are in your area. So
Okay.
you can contact some of these different psychiatrists here and see which one can get you in. Probably the sooner the better for you.
Do I tell them that I'm here?
You can, because that way you can work together with an integrated treatment plan for you. Okay. There's also a number here for Midtown Mental Health down in Indianapolis. So that way, after you are done with IOP here, then potentially if you wanted to continue with any groups that are working there, they can work with you, because I know that your insurance has been a little sketchy with wanting to continue with your treatment and your payment.
Mm-hmm.
Midtown is really great with some different type of payment plans for self-pay, because I know that you were a little worried about how you were going to continue to pay after your insurance had run out. Okay?
Do you think that that's where I'm at now? Depression?
I think that your depression right now is not so much related to your grief, but potentially related, as Dr. Kelly thinks, to some of what's happening with your mental health issues, which is why we want you to see a psychiatrist.
Is that going to help?
I can't really assess that
Right.
because that's out of my realm of expertise, and that's why we need you to get in to see a psychiatrist.
Okay.
And after you see, after you've been referred out, which is what we're doing for you right now, then we can make a better assessment of what kind of treatment is going to work best for you. So that's why it's important for you to go ahead and to see the psychiatrist and to know where you're at along that spectrum.
Okay, so all you're going to do is, like, you just give me the shot, I'm supposed to contact them?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And you'll continue with your treatment here. You'll continue to go to group. and finish out your IOP here, and we'll work with you here, and we'll do what we can, and we'll see what the psychiatrist says, and then we'll reevaluate your treatment plan at that point.
Okay.
Do you have any other questions for me right now?
No, I don't really.
Okay. How are you feeling about what's happening in group right now?
Okay.
Okay.
I think everything's going pretty well.
Alright. Are there anything that you need or you feel that I can provide for you?
No, not really. I think everything's going pretty well. I think group's going well.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Well, go ahead and read this over tonight and come back with any questions, any concerns that you have, and
Okay.
we'll continue to look over that.
Awesome. Thank you.
Okay.